Hey guys, it's Will with Courtside Tennis, and I wanted to show you today how to weight and balance your tennis racket. You'll need a package of lead tape and preferably a weight scale and the balance board. The easiest way to install lead tape is to install an equal amount of lead tape to the head of the racket and the handle of the racket. This will keep the balance the same. To do that, you just want to first figure out how much lead tape you want to add. This packet of lead tape has 0.8 ounces in it. You can always take off more if needed, or add more if you have more lead tape. And then what you want to do is, after that, once you figure out how much lead tape you want to add, you want to cut them in about 4-inch strips. So what I like to do is just start kind of finding the middle of the lead tape and start cutting until I get down to about 4 inches. So strips about that size are perfect. I'll do a couple more here. And once you cut all the desired lead tape that you want to use for weight, you want to put in the head of the racket, you want to put it in 4 different spots. There's different ways of doing this, but my preferred method is to put strips at 3 and 9 o'clock. This allows the racket to be more stable compared to if you put it in the throat of the racket or at the very top of the racket. So you just want to put a lead strip there. The other thing that helps too is some lead tape like this one is a 1/4 inch, so it's basically pre-cut. Then they sell other lead tape that's a 1/2 inch that you can either cut or it's a little easier to add to the handle. But this one's the 1/4 inch lead tape, so it's pre-cut and it's perfect for putting on the head of the racket. So we'll add a strip there, and you just want to put it right in the middle of 3 and 9 o'clock. And we'll do the other side of the strings. And then what you can do is, if you're adding a lot of lead tape, is you can totally just layer on top. So I'll put a strip there. And then we'll put one more strip in the 4th spot. And then if you were adding more lead tape again, you can definitely layer it. Shouldn't cause any problems. I should note too, there's a lot of different types of lead tape. They even make tungsten, because lead, some people get a little freaked out about. I definitely like to wash my hands after using it, but they make tungsten too. Wilson carries tungsten that's not lead based, but I find the Gamma lead tape works the best and it's the most adhesive. But again, if you want to add more, you can just totally just keep on adding on top here, and as many layers as you need. And then for this time around, we're adding an equal amount to both the head and the handle of the racket. That's going to keep the balance the same. So I added 4 4-inch lead strips to the top. So on the grip, I want to add 4 4-inch lead strips, and that'll again keep the balance the same. What you want to do is just take the grip completely off. So take the replacement grip off and over grips and get everything down to the pallet of the racket. So again, we'll cut these into 4-inch strips. And then when I add the lead tape to the handle of the racket, what I do is, again, if you're adding a lot of lead tape, you can layer them. Through a replacement grip, you won't be able to feel the lead tape, even if it is layered 2 or 3 times. But I just like to put them starting from, you don't want to like have the lead tape exposed, but you know, just right under where the grip would be, I put a strip there. I'll put a strip on the other side. And then, especially if you're going to layer it on top of each other, you can even use these side bevels too. But now, if you were to put the grip back on over this, we've added a generous amount of weight, probably 0.4 ounces of weight to the racket, and have kept the balance relatively the same. You can also play around with changing the balance of the racket. That's a more complicated procedure. The best thing to do is, if you're going to start to change the balance of the racket, is to invest in a balance board. This will tell you exactly where on the racket balance is, and if you count the number of spaces in the inch scale, that's how many points head light or head heavy the racket is. So most tennis rackets are 27 inches, so you just put it right at the 27-inch mark, and for every mark on this inch scale that it goes this way, it's head light, and for every mark on the inch scale that goes this way, it's head heavy. Most rackets these days are head light. So it's going to be, well, obviously it would have a grip on it too, which would make it more head light too, but in this example, it's going to be more balanced without the grip. So it's pretty much it's 1 point head light. Adding this grip would make it more head light. But to change the balance, there's a lot of different ways to do this. The easiest way of doing it is to find out how you want it to be balanced. Let me grab my lead tape real quick. All right, I am back. And let's say we want to make this racket, let me put the grip back on, and we'll see exactly what it's balanced at right now with the grip on it. I'll just do a sloppy job just to add the weight back on the racket. Over time, as you can see, you get pretty good at wrapping grips when you do like 12 of them a day that I do in the shops. So right now it is, with this grip on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points head light. Let's say that we want to make it more evenly balanced. This is 4/10 of lead tape left. So what I like to do to keep it simple is just put the lead tape right where you would put it in the handle. Or sorry, that's to make it head light. So I'd put it right in the middle of the head, and that's gonna make it more head heavy. So as you can see right now, by putting it back in the head of the racket, it's gonna make it 1, 2, 3. 3 points head heavy. So again, we just follow the same procedure. We would cut this into 4-inch strips and then just start layering it, and that would make it more head heavy. If you want to make it more head light, you would just put it in the handle. And the best thing to do is just kind of trial and error. Just keep on adding lead tape as you see fit. If you don't have a balance board, I've never personally done this, but I believe that a good rule of thumb is 6/10 of an ounce probably either makes it more head light or it makes it more head heavy if you put 6/10 of lead tape either in the handle or the head. But if you liked what you saw today, please like and subscribe to our videos, and reach out to me if you have any other further questions. Thanks, guys.